What business do a spirit, a man, and a helicopter have here in the modern format? Speak quickly! Alright, what is up my friends? Welcome to another Monday video here on CoolStuffInc.com. We got a whopper for you. Today. We're playing some Modern, and we are playing Winota, Yorion, humans. Just take them all and mush them all together. Now this deck was played, or the shell of this deck was played to a 5-0 finish on a Magic Online League by Shudo Shitoken. But I've changed some cards here, changed the mana base around a bit. Seasoned Pyromancer was a big add, and after playing it for a league. And what do we got here? So we have basically just a humans deck, right? This is basically just a 60-card humans deck. Champion of the Parish, Noble Hierarch, Aether Vial, Thalia, Thalia's Tenant, Freebooter, Meddling Mage, Mantis Rider, Aether Vials, all the 5-color lands. But we've added in 20 more cards, and those 20 cards do a lot of different things. Of course, one of them is Winota, Joiner of Forces, and this card is really, really, really powerful. It's shown up a bit in Pioneer, shown up a bit in Historic, shown up a bit in Modern. Not the dominating force it was in Standard, but it's just a really powerful card. I mean, even if it's not putting in Ancient Treachery or some dumb 7-drop, just getting things for free from your 4-drop that enter the battlefield already attacking is awesome. And when those things are Thalia's Lieutenant or Mantis Rider, etc., just really, really good. So Winota is awesome. And of course, Winota wants you to play with humans and non-humans, which is kind of a weird thing for a human deck, right? Well, this deck's found some pretty interesting ways to put non-humans in the battlefield with actual humans. Blade Splicer is a human that makes a non-human, a 3/3 golem. So 3 mana for a 3/3 and a 1/1 is pretty good. Then we have Seasoned Pyromancer, one of the best cards in Modern Horizons, makes 2 non-human tokens. Also a great way just to fuel up too. I mean, later in the game, humans runs out of cards. Well, we have Pyromancer to kind of draw some more cards back. So we also have Skyclave Apparition, one of the best cards in Zendikar Rising, if not the best for Modern play. And this card is just really, really good. And it also just happens to be a non-human. And our last non-human here is, as you saw in the intro, Smuggler's Copter, which plays phenomenally well with Winota. Kind of an underplayed card in Modern in general. It is a little weak to Lightning Bolt and Fatal Push, but just a really, really powerful card. Obviously banned in Pioneer, banned in Standard. You can loot through our dead draws. And it's really cool because you can play Winota and then put Winota in the Copter immediately. And then also plays well with these token makers in Blade Splicer and Pyromancer to have little cheap things to crew the Copter. That's all well and good. We also get Yorion. So we're a Yorion deck. Now, the really cool thing is that these cards that are good with Winota in Blade Splicer and Seasoned Pyromancer and Skyclave Apparition are also really good with Winota, with Yorion. So Flickering Blade Splicer, awesome. Flickering Seasoned Pyromancer, awesome. So we get to get this extra value out of our sideboard slot. We get that extra card. Humans typically very good against kind of unfair decks with Meddling Mage and Freebooter and so on, and Thalia. Yorion gives us a little help against the fair decks because we have his 8th card, just kind of hanging off to the side. That's pretty cool. So kind of a really clever take on the deck. The only other major difference from normal humans, aside from the ones I've just said, are Avacyn's Pilgrim, just to give us a little extra density of 1-drops. We are obviously playing 80 cards on 60, so we want to try and guarantee a 1-drop in every game. Mana base also adds a few Mana Confluence, a few Reflecting Pools, a couple fetch lands here and there. We got to flesh out the mana base, of course, because we're now playing 25 lands, not 20 lands. So, and we're not playing any Canopy lands because we actually want our lands in play for Yorion. And Seasoned Pyromancer and Smuggler's Copter can kind of help mitigate Flood if that ends up being an issue. Sideboard's got just a bunch of humans. Auriok Champion, of course, good against Rakdos Shadow, things like that. General Kudro is our anti-graveyard card. Very good against Euro decks. It also kill the Euro. Magus the Moon is specifically for decks like Tron or Valakut decks because it does hurt us a lot too. Reflector Mage, of course, against creature decks. That's a deck. Just like kind of a silly but fun and powerful take on Modern humans. And a lot of really cool things happening here. A lot of cool synergies. I'm pumped to play this deck and usually pumped to watch it, obviously. So, but first, quick word from our sponsor at CoolStuffInc.com.
Cool Stuff Inc. is proud to sponsor Jim Davis. We offer great deals on card games, tabletop RPGs, board games, and more. Get a free token featuring Jim Davis and take 5% off your next order if you use the code GYM5 at checkout. CoolStuffInc.com. Cool stuff in stock.
All right, round number 1, win and die rolls. We like to see that. Yorion, I choose you. And decent hand. We're a little flooded here. Yorion, of course, does mitigate that a bit. We do have our 1-2 punch of Champion into Thalia on the play, which is really good. So we're going to keep this hand. We definitely would love if we have a Canopy land. But again, we have Yorion. So Yorion's a bit of flood insurance. We also do have Seasoned Pyromancer and Smuggler's Copter and so on and so forth in our deck as well. So Unclaimed Territory, name human. It is important to note that Ancient Ziggurat cannot pay for the companion cost on Yorion. So probably want to play this last in case you get Thought Siege or something like that. Monastery Swiftspear. So Thalia is very good against Swiftspear decks. And it's definitely the case here. So our mana base is pretty pain-free. That's a nice pain-free land. Unfortunately, there's another land. We didn't really want that. But we're going to play... We could play the Meddling Mage here. And name Lightning Bolt is one of the ways they have to kill our Thalia. They have like Lava Dart and stuff too. And let's just play the Thalia. We obviously don't want Thalia to die, because Thalia is very good against decks like Burn or Prowess or whatever this is. It's probably going to die, but it'll probably take their entire turn as well. So we already need to draw some spells, though. We're not going to win this game with a couple of Grizzly Bears. So, ooh, it's actually a Steam Vents. So we are looking at some sort of Is It Prowess deck. And there's your Lava Dart to kill Thalia. So Lava Dart's pretty annoying, but... Alright, so we're going to draw Winota, but no way to use it yet. So we'll just play Meddling Mage. Pump the Champion up, play Sacred Foundry tapped. We're going to name Lightning Bolt here. Simplest name. I'm sure they have other ways to get through, but... And just keep getting in. Unfortunately, haven't drawn any non-humans, but... See what they're up to over here. They're going to play Metamorphose, sure. Metamorphose again, sure. A little Swifty action. See what the follow-up is here. Do they have like that flyer? They do. Stormwing Entity. Pretty cool card. Pretty cool card. Metamorphose plus Stormwing. Pretty good combo. Alright, no blocks here for us. They do have a 3-3 now, which is kind of annoying. Reflecting Pool. So we've drawn many, many, many lands, unfortunately. Winota is still human, still pumps the champion. So I think we're pretty fine just playing Winota here. We're obviously not happy it doesn't do anything. But send him a champion. Do another 4. Oh my god, they have a mutagenic growth. Okay, well, that's a blowout. Pretty hard to play around mutagenic growth here. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Highly doubt they're going to Lava Dart here. Sacrifice a land just to trade. That would be really bad. So, mutagenic growth is going to put them to 11. No? Okay. Interesting. Serum Visions. Sure. A little unexpected. For sure. Put 2 cards on the bottom. We like that. Of course, they've drawn the cards. They wouldn't have seen the cards anyway this turn. And they're going to attack. Winota can block the Swiftspear. I think I'm fine just blocking here. I mean, Winota's not super important right now. And like they could use... I mean, they could have the mutagenic growth they were kind of like riffing off of last time. I'm going to block. I don't think Winota's very important right now. And I would like to see them use their cards to kill it. So... they had the growth. So kind of weird. They had the growth and didn't use it defensively to kill my champion at the Parish. Soulscar Mage too. Wow. All right, we're going to spell here. All right, so pretty bad draw on our part. 6 lands and a turn 5 Vial is not what we're looking for with this deck. Definitely not. But I guess that's what reality is right now. So we're going to have to live with it. Put Yorion into our hand, play Aether Vial on turn 5 here, and then our attacks. I should have figured out my attacks first, obviously. I mean, they still have 4 spells in their hand because they haven't been play a land. I mean, we gotta be super dead here. Maybe just send the Meddling Mage. They have Lava Dart, actually. They could just use Lava Dart. That would require them to use the Lava Dart, though, which is kind of fine, I think, so they have to sacrifice the land. Let's send it to Meddling Mage. Leave the 4/4 back to block. Definitely should not have companioned an Aether Vial pre. So they're gonna do it. Because if they have Bolt in their hand, I think we're probably just dead. Honestly, I don't think it matters. I definitely would respect our opponent for sacrificing to Lava Dart here with only 1 land in play. And they're going to dink the Champion of the Parish to shrink it by 1. Sure. So now we're just dead now. Maybe that attack was bad. I don't know. That turn wasn't played very well, I guess. But it just doesn't matter. We're just dead. So, all right. So, tough game there. Tough game. Can't draw 6 lands. Definitely cannot afford to draw 6 lands. Need to bring in 4 Auriok Champions, though. And 4 copies of Reflector Mage, which is pretty awesome. And we're going to be going down. Meddling Mage is pretty bad. Just dies to everything. And Freebooter is pretty bad, too. Skyclave seems awesome. We're a little soft to the 5-mana 3/3 flyer. Because we don't really have many ways to actually kill it. But Reflector Mage is pretty good there. Upping our curve a little bit, and we are a little soft to Lava Dart. Lava Dart is quite good against us, but any interest in general? I don't think so. Yeah, Freebooter's okay. Just kind of dies. It does like eat a removal spell, but it's just not very good. So this is fine. All right, so on the play. Yorion again. And this hand seems better. So we get to keep this. We'll see exactly what we're going to do. We're not going to play name human and play Noble Hierarch. That much is clear. And then our turn 2, we'll see if the Hierarch lives or not. Ideally, they play a 1-drop. We Skyclave it, which would be awesome. We have Seasoned Pyromancer, Reflector Mage. This all seems pretty great. So, big thing about Prowess is you can deal with their early creatures. Oh, they have Gutshot. I could not imagine a more nightmare scenario than Gutshot on our Noble Hierarch. Okay, we're in trouble. So pretty all-in version of Prowess here, that's for sure. We're still probably in okay shape. I mean, we do have these 2 good removal creatures. Sprite Dragon, that's a good one. We got Sacred Foundry. Tapped, of course. And now we get to Skyclave the Sprite Dragon, which is pretty good. Rather the dragon go away forever, because it is definitely the best card. It's better than Aether Vial by a lot. And then I think we're gonna Mace. We'll Temple Garden. Taps. We can fetch a basic if we have to. Try to take the least amount of damage from our lands. So we're also building towards a nice Pyromancer here. If we can empty our hand. Pyromancer is just a 3-mana Muldrifter, which is awesome. Reflector Mage here, going to look good on a Spear probably. Spire Bluff double Fiery Islet. Yeah, what a brutal Gutshot. Brutal. 1 red. We have 4 cards left. Kill Skyclave, we get a 2/2, which is fine. Just a random 2/2 is no big deal. You're going to get in. We're not going to block. Then we're going to Lava Dart my Hierarch. Sure. Not ideal, but our mana base is fine right now, so. And then they have a the flying thing. Excellent. So that's a good Reflector Mage target. And then our Mage and Skyclave can block this Spear probably. We'll see what turns up. But another Reflector Mage. That's awesome. blue, white, green, Reflector Mage. Love it. Let's hit that. Love it. Mesa. And we take multiple spells to kill Reflector Mage. I guess we're not going to block with Skyclave, though, so... They attack with the Spear, we're probably going to block. We do have his Yorion hanging out, too. And bouncing Reflector Mage is obviously pretty sweet. Another Spear. Okay. They have his Lava Dart hanging out, so that is a face up on the table, but I think we're just gonna block. Make him use whatever they have on their Reflector Mage. It's obviously not a very important card anymore. Just gonna pass priority. Wow, that was interesting. I said that they have no mountain for Lava Dart, but sure. All right, so they're gonna light up a stage. Card that always looks silly in prowess decks because it happens after damage, but they're going to hit Gut Shot, Lava Dart. Okay. They have a lot of 1 damage effects. Soul Scar Mage. All right, and they still have the flying creature in their hand, so I need to make note of that as well. All right, there's Hallowed Fountain. All right, so combat's basically impossible next turn with Gut Shot, Lava Dart, but now we just do another Reflector Mage, so now I feel fine doing this, so... How about another Reflector Mage? You cool with that? I'm cool with that. So that goes there. And we're just getting in. They can use Gut Shot and Lava Dart to make their Monastery's Spear into a 3/4. I guess I gotta cast them anyway. But we're not really interested in making any blocks. I can't flashback Lava Darts. We could just leave back Reflector Mage to block the Spear. Then they're going to attack. We'll block with both. They use some of their spells and play the big thingy. We bounce the big thingy again. We're at 11, though. I think it's just... There's any one... I think this is fine. We're trying to attack. We're going to attack and we're not going to block on their turn. Taking a few points from this is fine. Like, they have a 1 damage effect and a 1 damage effect. It's not like it's like the end of the world here. We're at 11. We're racing, so they're at 11. We have another Reflector Mage to keep bouncing their stuff, which is great. They're at 7 now. So, like, they attack us, play Lava Dart, play the Flyer. We untap, bounce it, attack, put them to 1. Also, Fire Asset will probably kill them, too, so... Just mono Reflector Mage game. It is pretty annoying that they have all these Gut Shots and Lava Darts. Like, our... Noble Hierarchs and our Thalias and all of our 1-drops are just dead in the water. So definitely would like to draw an Aether Vial, I think, as our turn 1 play. If I could, script it. Not that I would ever script one of these episodes by paying an actor to play against me, No, never do that, of course. Playing Gut Shot. Targeting Skyclave. Okay. For 2 life, no less. Lava Darting Skyclave. Sure. They get a 2/2. And they're going to go to 3 and play their Flyer. Will they attack? I mean, this is just a devastating turn of events for them anyway. So they're going to have a 2/2 and a 1/2 on defense. Yeah. This has got to be game. What's better than 2 Reflector Mages? 3 Reflector Mages. Pretty good against Storming Entity, not gonna lie. They have no mountain in play, so they can't flashback Lava Darts. Sure. We're gonna kill a prowess creature, for sure. Dub jumps, sure. Nope, yes, no, maybe, yes. Looks good to me. But I wanted to play both Thalia's Lieutenants. Alright, that was better. Read your spells in that game. Drawing spells is nice. I didn't even want to change to try and mitigate Lava Dart at all. Drawing Auriok Champion would be cool. That's definitely a good one. We could bring in, like... I mean, the General's not really great. He just dies the bolts anyway. Yeah, this is fine. I mean, they spend their early turn casting Lava Darts and stuff. It's pretty bad for us. They're on the play now, too, so they can go 1-drop and then we go 1-drop, and they go like Dart it, play a 1-drop, attack us. But it's not something we can do. Just draw Auriok Champion. That'd be great. That would be great. Hey. Well, we did draw Auriok Champion. We did draw. I would definitely keep this if we had 1 land here for sure. This would be an easy 1 land keep, but we're have to mulligan this hand, unfortunately. Okay, this is pretty good. We can keep this. We have Copter and Winota, but I mean, we definitely want to obviously go champion into Thalia. Definitely want to keep Reflector Mage and the 2 lands. The question is, do we get rid of Copter or Winota? Copter's a little awkward with Thalia. It's not great against the Lightning Bolt deck either. And then Winota is good, but we don't have any non-humans right now. I think we're going to get rid of Winota. It's also a 4-drop. We only have 2 lands in our hand. We're on the mulligan here, so. Opponent keeps 7. It's not great. Seems tough. It seems a little tough. A lot of lava darts. A lot of lava darts. Gut shots. And gut shot's the real bad one. Like the free gut shot. It's pretty brutal. So like, I don't know, Champion of the Parish can't be long for this world. Go, Champion of the Parish. Godspeed. Godspeed you, Champion of the Parish. I think it's like gut shot's so good against Thalia because the taxing doesn't even do anything. It's just a 1-mana kill spell for it. Light up a stage. Okay, we need a nice whiff here. Lava Dart, so Spear, that's not a whiff. That is the opposite of whiff. Oh, never mind. They missed their land. Ooh. Well, now Thalia looks real good. So, you know, I'd love to play Champion before I play the Thalia. We gotta get Thalia going here pronto. That puts them off playing spells. So, they draw land, they can play Lava Dart and kill Thalia. They have to draw land. Obviously, they draw land, so sure. It does ruin their entire turn, though, so could be worse, could be worse. So we're going to pay 2 here to Lava Dart the Thalia. Lose a Sphere. This is their entire turn. This is great. And now you have the option to Reflector Mage. You could also just, like, Champion and Copter next turn, maybe. Oh my god. Never mind. We're going to Champion until the end of time. They do have Lava Dart in the bin, but it's probably just Champion here. They have also F6. Doesn't really matter, I guess. Alright, so definitely getting in. Now we have a Reflector Mage next turn, which is phenomenal. They're casting Reflector Mage and Thalia's Lieutenant at the same time, so 2 mana. Got a Manamorphose? Sure. So, like, ideally, they just play the big, dumb blue flyer of his turn. We just blow him out of the water. They make red, though. Red is somewhat interesting. So, Sphere. Burst Line. That's pretty good. So they can Burst Line this champion and then Lava Dart the other champion. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. This is a bop. I think we're still ahead, though. If they attack a land here, like, if they don't have a 3rd land, they're really behind. And then we still have Reflector Mage to bounce for other creatures. We still have a 5/5 in play. Once they get to a 5/5, they can never kill it. So, Smuggler's Copter. Alright. Alright, we're definitely playing Reflector Mage here. We're going to bounce the Soul Scar Mage, which does not have haste and has better abilities. And we're going to see if they want to pop this Lava Dart now. They missed the 2 damage off of using it on their turn. It's pretty devastating for them to have to use it defensively here. Wow. We can get it for 7 here. This is awesome. I'm cool with this. Lava Dart's great and all, but, you know, when you, so they draw a land. They draw a land, and they have a Threads of Disloyalty? What? Alright. That's really, this is old. This is a card that used to be played like a decade ago to steal Tarmogoyfs. Wow. That is a card. Thalia. Thalia's good. Okay. Thalia is actually great for a number of reasons, because it also pumps our champion to be lethal, but it forces them to not be able to cast Lava Dart this turn, which is kind of cool. Wow, Threads of Disloyalty is so good. Now they have a 5/5 too. What a sick card. What a sick card. All right, they're going to Lava Dart targeting me. This pumps their Spear for better blocks, which is fine. I mean, they just have to block anyway, or we're dead. So we just jam. They have like another free spell here. It could be tough, but any free spell costs lost life. So what are they doing here? Just going to go to 1. Sure. So 10-1. They can't tap their Fiery Hazard because they're at 1. Okay. That was a really, really good draw. Really, really good draw. So it looks like the red's not going to be enough here. Cool. 1-0. And that's without any of our Auriok Champions. Auriok Champion seems like it would be the best possible card by a significant margin against them. But didn't need it. Didn't need it. 1-0. Copters weren't great that game. Copters are obviously a little rough against decks that are playing a million Lava Darts and Gut Shots, because it's hard to keep your small creatures in play. And that game was more of a tempo game anyway, so that's okay though. I can see maybe boarding them out, honestly. I mean, leaving Freebooter and cut the Copters. Might have been better. Might have been better. Alright, Yorion, I choose you. Not a very good hand. One lander with not one of our 5-color lands. If this is a 5-color land, you can probably keep this. Just go Pilgrim on 1, but not gonna work. Opponent also mulligans, so. Alright. Not a great hand, but we're gonna keep as a vials. Keep this. Gonna ship one of these duels. Probably Temple Garden. Actually, I guess we have the Mesa to get one of them anyway. We can just get rid of the Mesa, honestly. Don't currently have blue. Obviously, Reflecting Pool is a little awkward when you draw it without the other lands, one of our 5-color lands, but we're playing a ton of them, so I'll probably draw one eventually. We are on the draw here, so a little Blade Splicer. This deck seems better against fair decks, not as good against unfair decks. My opponent plays an Ursa's Power Plant and does not play anything else, so hopefully Eldrazi-tron. Usually, it's either Eldrazi-tron. If they go Power Plant go, it's either Eldrazi-tron or a Tron deck that already has Tron. So there's no real in between there. All right, I mean, I guess Foundry over Garden. Garden seems better. Play Garden, play Vial, say go. Not the best of hands here. Blast Zone. Chalice on 1. Sure. All right, so they are Eldrazi-tron. Much better for us than regular Tron. The usual sigh of relief if your opponent's playing Eldrazi-tron and not regular Tron. We draw Thalia, which is fine. Could be better, could be worse. We do have Skyclave and deal with the Chalice if we want to, which is pretty cool because it costs 0, so we don't take any heat for if it dies. We get these Blade Splicers, which are fine. Blast Zone. Wastes. What a waste. What a waste. Matter Shaper. Powerful card. Powerful. Raw. Unalterated power. Pump that up. Meddling Mage. So, what does Meddling Mage want to name? That's pretty interesting. And are we interested in Skyclave Apparitioning the Matter Shaper? Or would I rather hit the Chalice of the Void? Hitting Chalice is nice because later on if we Yorion, we can flicker it with no downside, which is kind of cool too. It's a pretty good flicker hand, honestly. We might actually move this Vial up to 5. Might go to 3 next turn, then Vial on a 3-drop. The next turn, trigger of a stack, Vial on a 3, move it to 4, and then set up for Yorion, and then put Yorion in our hand, and Yorion the following turn. We're definitely attacking, so let's just attack first and see what they do. Probably attacking Blade Splicering and Meddling Maging on probably Thought Knot Seer. We're gonna block. Alright. I mean, it's fine with me, I guess. Expedition Map. I'll go play. Never mind. I thought it went to their hand. Now we're just gonna Skyclave the map. That just seems better, so. Skyclave the map. And we're going to Meddling Mage on a Thought Not Seer, I think. Is that the card we even care about? Like, is Thought Not Seer even good against us? Not really. Maybe we name Karn, the Great Creator. If we have 4 creatures in play, though. We can name, like, All Is Dust, but I don't know how many of that they even play. 3 cards in hand. Wait, double Blade Splicer and Yorion teed up. Double Splicer next turn is pretty good. Pretty good. I guess Thought Not Seer does really like... Thought Not Seer, not only is it gun the board up pretty well and take a card from our hand, but it's a very likely card for them to have because they kept this hand, which has no Eldrazi Temple, no Tron, and all they have is Chalice and Matter Shaper, so they're probably going to top off on Thought Not Seer here. So I would say Thought Not Seer is a likely card they have. And we'll just say go. Again, next turn's double Blade Splicer, leading up into a Yorion 2 turns later. We're going to Vial in the Yorion. Cavern of Souls. Eldrazi. Okay. They're going to Blast Zone for 1, just to kill my Aether Vial. Okay. I mean, sure, I guess. It's like, waste their entire turn, take 6, and Stone Rain themselves. Sure. Now you're on a Copter. But I'd rather Copter than Splicer, because now we can't Yorion forever. I think I'd rather Copter here. Copter has flying. Makes use of the Blade Splicer pretty well. The next turn is Splicer, equip attack. And them killing their own land there is pretty good for us. Like, what are we scared of here, you know? Walking Ballista on 1. Sure. Sure. They might have like Karn and stuff in their hand. Because they were locked into Thalia. Let's untap. Unclaimed Territory. Don't know if we're playing that or not yet. It does turn on our pool to give all 5 colors. Let's do that. And do this. And fire up the old chopper. Get to the chopper. And attack for half their life total. Oh, they have Dismember. Wow, that's pretty good. Sure. Oh. Now, I don't gotta make a choice on what to discard. And just display that. And we'll name Human. And just say go. I mean, this is pretty great. Like, all this is all colorless permanent, so you even have a colorless permanent. Yeah, it's pretty, kind of I mean, their hand wasn't bad. They did have Blast Zone, Ballista, Dismember, Chalice on 1, Reshaper. Like, they did stuff that game. Our hand wasn't great either, but typically, Humans has a really, really good matchup against these Eldrazi Tron decks. So, we're going to want Reflector Mages, I believe. I'm not really interested in Magus of the Moon because, like, their lands don't really do much that matters. I would say Freebooter isn't great. It's okay. Meddling Mage is also, like, in the, it's okay, you know, realm of things. I think I want all the 3-drops. So I'm not, like, loving bringing in more 3-drops. But I like the idea of Reflector Mage. Meddling Mage is, like, I guess they only have so many cards that actually matter. It's like Name, Thought Not Seer, Reality Smasher, or Karn. You know, the boot's pretty bad. Let's got the boots, bring Reflector Mages, just call it a day. I guess actually General's pretty good. Because just killing, it can just kill large Eldrazi. I like some General. Let's bring it 2 and 2. That's a lot of 3-drops though. Yeah, so let's just bring it 2 and 2. There's just like 4 extra ways to deal with larger things. A lot of the reasons why that this deck is good against Eldrazi Tron is because they just make 5/5s and 4/4s. And like, if you just also have 5/5s or 6/6s, they just kind of can't ever beat you. So they can't get through. They're required to lean on like their bigger cards, like All Is Dust or whatever. So okay, not a great hand, but Pyromancer can certainly help. I'm going to keep this. It's not great, but I think it's fine. Temple, sure. Oh, I love the 1-drop. God, I love it. You love to see it. Makes our hand so much better. We need to draw a land here. Need to draw a land. Versus mine, sure. Ballista on 1s. This is fine. Probably just trade with the champion, which is fine. Sure. It's really not the end of the world. Aether Vial. That is awkward. So now the problem is they have Karn in their deck, and that turns off our Vial. So we're probably more incentivized to just play Thalia this turn, but they can't play Karn next turn. We can play Thalia the turn after. So let's play the Vial here. Obviously, Vial gets super awkward both as the game goes on and once Thalia is already in play. So just play Thalia next turn. They could have Thought-Knot Seer, which is fine. You know, we have stuff. They get a Matter Shaper? Sure. And then a land. Wow, okay. And we draw a land. So we have options here. I'm not like thrilled about Skyclaving a Matter Shaper, but let's see. Next turn we have a 2-drop Vial, which is kind of nice. We could just Thalia here. Thalia tap land. Because like they are kind of mana shy, so turns makes some rule spells more expensive. They want to like play Expedition Map, things like that. I kind of like that actually. Obviously lines up well against Matter Shaper too. But what does it, right? Is Ballista again? Sure. Alright, so this is fine. Like, whatever. If they're wasting their turns just like spending 2 mana to kill my creature, that's like totally fun. And now we're really happy that Vial's going to. They're not even going to attack. Wow. Alright, so Vial goes up. We draw another Thalia. Okay. Definitely like the idea of keeping Reflector Mage for bigger threats. Playing Pyromancer here doesn't really do a ton, as we kind of like our hand. We don't have Winota, so I think it's mostly just Skyclave or Reflector Mage on the Matter Shaper. I think I like Reflector Mage. It's close. Mage is obviously better later in the game, but I think this is fine. We're going to Thalia too. And now we have like a pretty good board. We have Lieutenant in our hand. Next turn we can go to 3. We can Skyclave. We can Lieutenant. We can start really doing lots of stuff. And then we'll obviously can keep the eye on the Vial going to 5 for Yorion as well. So, all right, yeah, this looks like it's pretty much going to be over here. They just didn't play any lands either. So another Pyromancer, sure. So we are going to play Thalia's Lieutenant. And with the trigger on the stack, I guess we're going to lose our Skyclave in hand, but whatever. Trigger on the stack, we're going to Vial. Put in a Pyromancer. Trigger Lieutenant. Trigger everything else. Discard these 2. Cavern Champion, sure. Yeah, I mean, this feels pretty over. Play champion, play everything, attack with everything. I mean, don't really see a way out here in the colorless colors or lack thereof. Obviously, didn't really draw any lands this game, but sure. This looks like it's a very good matchup. Like, we have lethal basically on board. They're tapping 2. They have a Dismember, sure. So they go to 16, 13. We still have lethal on board. Start pumping the Vial up to 5. We get Yorion. I think we're in pretty good shape here. I suppose Thought-Knot as a 4/4 is like not the worst here. They have Contortion, but they're just like mana removal spell Eldrazi-tron. Alright, so Vial's going up. We draw a Noble Hierarch. Sure. Jam with everything. I mean, they can't. I guess they could, like, in theory, spike a Spike Tron and all his dust us, but we have Yorion queued up too, so I mean, draw any red source. Granted, there aren't a ton of in our deck. We can Pyromancer too, so alright, so we won. Great. One is salting off in chat. And let's keep going here. 2-0. 2-0 so far, and looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. Haven't actually Winota yet, but so far Yorion would have been very good. That game, obviously, that game was more competitive. Yorion would have been pretty important, I think. All right, round 3. Let's go. We've lost the die roll. We're 2-0. We get some humans. Ready to roll here. Maybe we're ready to roll. I'm ready to roll. I got Mjolnir here. Did my Kaldheim preview yesterday. Look for that one on my YouTube and my Twitter and stuff. That was fun. 3 dwarf cards were spoiled. Yorion, I choose you. They choose Lurrus of the Dream Den. Okay. Pretty. Well, can't keep this one. We do have a reflecting pool in our hand, which is not going to work super well for us. So, you know, even if this was a Cavern of Souls, we still couldn't keep this hand anyway. So we're going to mulligan, which is unfortunate because usually Lurrus decks play Thoughtseize, but a mulligan into a pretty good one. Pretty good one. We can keep this. So let's keep this. I'm going to ship the Avacyn's Pilgrim. Most Lurrus decks are pretty interactive. And if they're going to Thoughtseize us, I want to have all my cards do something. And Avacyn's Pilgrim doesn't really do enough. So ship the Pilgrim. We still have a 1-drop, which is great. Obviously, have plenty of opportunity to draw a 1 or 2 drop before we get to Mantis Rider. Double Mantis Rider is pretty sweet. So Mishra's Bauble, Bloodstained Mire. And they're just going to say go. So they're going to draw the card they want off of their Bauble. Doesn't really tell us a ton, I guess, but human. I have a feeling this Champion of the Parish is not going to make it to our next turn. But that's okay. You know, it's okay. Definitely not going to not play it. Suppose if we wanted to be like insanely conservative, we could have like played Hallowed Fountain tapped here and then played it on turn 2 because they can't they can't bolt or push it here. But like that's just insane. Our deck's just all creatures. We shouldn't draw 2 drop next turn anyway. So yeah, like that's I think holding the champion there is pretty ridiculous. So and that's 1 more bolt. It's not gonna hit a Mantis Rider. So not a great spread here. We did mulligan to 6 and land number 4 is not great. There's your discard spell. So really hate mulliganing against decks that have discard spells, but obviously we had no choice with our opener. So they drew Basic Swamp. They didn't fetch it. So it doesn't mean that they're not playing a Shadow deck. Bomat Courier. God, I love Bomat Courier. So awesome. Okay, sure. It's pretty good here. I mean, like, typically not very good against us because we have a million blockers, but we just don't have any spells right now. So, all right. So we draw Thalia's Lieutenant. Question becomes, am I willing to play Lieutenant as a 1/1 to attempt to block this Bomat Courier? Or am I willing to just play a tap land here and just play it later? This is probably going to die when we play it. I think we should just play this Lieutenant. Just block the Courier. Make him use a kill spell on it. It's not great, but I think it's better than doing nothing and saying go. So, you know, mulligan, not a great draw. It's fine. It happens. So worst case here is that they have like land removal spell, like discard spell or something. So their hand gets empty for Courier and they kill our thing and they get in and they get our last card. That would be like the worst case scenario, but we'll see what happens. Verdant Catacombs. Okay. Probably still just Rakdos. Don't think there's any 3-color decks playing Bomat Courier. perhaps not feeling risky. The boot? The boot's pretty nice here. I kind of like booting before I play Mantis Rider, honestly. Because they've clearly got reactive cards in their hand. Let's make them see what they are. Let's pump this Lieutenant up. Now we'll have 2 good blockers for Courier. Oh, they didn't put the Lurrus in their hand, you know? So, take a look. Play Hallowed Fountain tapped. I suppose we could also just like Arid Mesa. Fetch. Thin out of land, doesn't really matter. We bottomed the Avacyn Pilgrim. We don't want to draw that, so we'll just play the Hallowed Fountain. Or Scry. In response, Lightning Bolt the Thalia's Lieutenant. Wow, that is something. Bolt the 1/1. So they have another. Maybe they have like a push in there. They're in Shadow, and they're at 17. Okay. I guess that makes sense, given the context of what they have. Sure, so they can go to 13 here. Now we're definitely not interested in attacking them, obviously, because their hand's Shadow. So Mantis Rider is a little less exciting. We're going to want to build our board up, I think, and not attack them. Typically against Shadow decks, you don't want to attack them when they're in this like 15 to 13 range. You're just helping them out. Wow, what a draw. What a draw. They drew Dismember, which not only kills my creature, allows Beaumont Courier to go in, but also loses them 4 life so they can play both their shadows. What a draw. Best draw in the deck by a country mile. Wow, that is insane. Okay, now we're in huge trouble. Couldn't be in more trouble. Ow. Wowzers. All right. So Blade Splicer. Wow. All right. So, I mean, I guess we're going to just play Blade Splicer. We're not attacking on Mantis Riders. There's no reason to play it. The 3/3 First Striker does line up well against their current 3/3 Shadows. Obviously, they have a lot of draws that are good here, and they have Courier drawing through. We're probably super dead here. That was just an unbelievable draw. That was pretty good too. So now they get to take my Mantis Rider and pump both their shadows up, and now we're just super dead. There's no coming back from this game. Yeah, I mean we're taking 10 here, but oh boy, what a sequence for our opponent. Jeez, what a sequence! I would have drawn 3 there. I think that was a good draw on our side. All right, we're not dead yet. We're not dead yet. Let's send in our Golem. We'll leave back one of the Splicers to block the shadow. We're going to eat the other shadow. So, so you're telling me it was a chance. Obviously, Skyclave, very, very good against this deck. No blocks, sure. And we are going to Skyclave it up. Pop a shadow. Play land. Hope we draw Mantis Rider or something, I guess. So they do have 3 cards they can draw off Courier this turn too. So we're still in really bad shape. But I feel like that, at least opens a door to us having a chance to win, which is cool. So doors open. Need to see if we can stumble on through it. All right, so coming in, understandably so. Are they going to pre-combat pop the courier and look for Battle Rage here? All right. Well, whatever they do, they are going to do it slowly. Working on a way to edit these videos to kind of kill the dead air. That's kind of a work in progress. Look for that hopefully within maybe a month. I'm actually really, really excited about it. All right, so no, now we can block. And there's your blocks. Pop the courier, don't draw Battle Rage. We do have lethal on the backswing here, in theory, so... Here it comes. It'll push targeting the golem. That is pretty good, I guess. So they're going to pop courier now. That was a good draw. All right, draw 3. I mean, play Delta. Sure. Go to 4. Not really sure what we're drawing to anymore, honestly. They have a threat here. They have a Scourge. That is a really, really big creature. Monumentally so. I guess, like... I don't even know what we're drawing to. It's definitely not Cavern of Souls, that's for sure. Alright, so we'll name Nephilim. And go to game 2. So, tough game there. Pretty timely draw steps. That Dismember, let me tell you. We're going to bring in a lot of cards here. Auriok Champion is in. Reflector Mage is in. And what's coming out? Booters aren't very good, and Meddling Mages aren't very good. It's pretty simple. These cards just aren't very good against decks playing a lot of removal spells. They just kind of don't do anything. So, that's a nice little swap. Do I have any interest in the General? It does work a little bit against Lurrus. Not really, I don't think. I think this is totally fine. The Booter's okay. I don't know what I'd want to... Like, I think I want to keep all these other cards anyway. So I can see maybe like shaving a Pilgrim or two, but we have a lot of 3s now, so... They're not playing Lava Dart and Gut Shot, you know? So if they're going to bolt my Pilgrim, I'm pretty happy with that. So I think this is fine. Just not mulligan. Like, I'm going to keep... almost any reasonable hand here. Being down a card or 2 hurts so much when they're playing discard. Also, every mulligan will... I mean, I guess every mulligan will find us to a champion maybe, but they just Thoughtseize it anyway, so you can't rely on that. Yorion, I choose you. They choose Lurrus. Well, we have Auriok Champion. It's assuredly getting Thoughtseize, but our hand's still really good, so... We've got Vial, we've got Mantis Rider, Smuggler, Copter. We're going to go Human, Vial. We'll see if we get lucky here and they play Bomac Courier and not Thoughtseize or Inquisition. No discard spell. Good news is, they can't even have Plague Engineer because they're playing Lurrus, so don't even got to worry about it. So Auriok Champion seems pretty hard to kill. Bloodstained Mire. Cracking it. That's probably a discard spell. I couldn't imagine what else that is. Oh, it's a mountain. A basic mountain to not doing themselves damage? Wow. Talk about a dreamy day. Yep. Happily at 18. Couldn't be more happy about it. Vial's up. And we want to put a counter on our champion rather than draw a card, rather than gain 1 life. So This has got to be real good. I mean, real good. Gaining life also makes it so Scourge of a Skyclaves is very hard for them to actually cast. So, fetching a mountain's pretty interesting, honestly. I know we're like an aggressive deck and all, but Marsh Flats, sure. Probably playing around Blood Moon. Magus the Moon, whatever. Good joke, Jim. A lot of time to fill here. Bad news is we can't violence a Smuggler Copter. So we'd love to Vial that in and play Mantis Rider next turn, but alright, so Vial goes up. Noble Hierarch. That's kind of awkward. I think I'm just gonna play the Hierarch on the Copter though. I just don't want to play Mantis Rider to a bolt here, so might as well just jam. Human again. Yeah, see Mantis Rider. I mean, we could name Spirit. Because usually want to name Spirit, so you can try and guarantee that you can cast your Skyclaves if you already have 2 on humans or whatever. But go to coolstuffinc.com. Play that. So play this. Pump the champion. He's gonna cast Smuggler's Copter. Like, they're probably Bolt Champion here, I would assume they have a Bolt. Cool. Don't want to say I told you so, but oops. Always yes. Hard pressed to find a reason not to. And play Copter and just say go. Auriok Champion's going to buy us basically infinite time. There's always no attack here. Attacking for 2. Let's just keep Electros high here. Keep their shadows offline. Keep the Scourges offline. Play some defense. This is a spot where Yorion's going to look really nice. Yorion doesn't die to Bolt. Doesn't die to Push. We're going to have plenty of time to get the Yorion online. So, like, next turn we can Vial in Mantis Rider. We can put Yorion into our hand. It's all pretty good. All right, folks, you can use promo code JIM5 for 5% off your order on CoolStuffInc.com, and you get a free Jim Davis Goblin token with your order. That's right, it's free. Getting to basic again. Staying at 16 life and playing Kozilek's Return. Wow. That is a card that kills Auriok Champion. That is a little annoying, but that's okay. It's run at the end of the world. We're going to crew our Copter. If you want to attack here, I'm more than happy to trade. So that's a good one. Nope. All right, so Vial's going to go up. And now we're in this awkward spot where they're at 16, we just don't want to attack them. Blade Splicer? That's pretty good. All right, we're attacking, I lied. All right, here's Blade Splicer. Here's Mantis Rider. Just go to town. Loot. I think we would prefer a card in our graveyard than not, so that sucks. Card's good. Doesn't actually affect anything, just a random card from our deck, but a small chance to put a Seasoned Pyromancer into our graveyard is a little bit of extra value. So, you know, if you think of it like, but Jim, now we have one less Reflector Mage, you could have just drawn it. Imagine it just went to the bottom of the deck instead of the top. You know, the fact that it's in the graveyard. If this game were to go the entire game and we actually needed to use all of our cards, then yes, that would matter. But for all intents and purposes, this card is now the bottom card because it's a random library. So, but putting a graveyard card in the graveyard is pretty important. There's no way they attack here. There's no way they attack. Yeah. All right. So untap. We're going up on the Vial. Starts to try and set up our Yorion here. You draw Hallowed Fountain. It's a good thing to Smuggler's Copter. I mean, they probably have removal here, but I think we're just jamming. Like, they have 2 spells that can kill my thing. Maybe we can leave the Golem home. Just attack with the Flyers. We'll also see if they have it or not, because if we attack, yeah, they're gonna play their kill spell before combat, sure. So yeah, this is gonna be just an attack with the Mantis Rider. Not gonna lose our Golem for nothing here. Lightning Bolt. All right, pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty good indeed. So Yorion 2-hand. Hallowed Fountain tapped. And let's say go. I mean, Yorion's a huge creature. It's very hard for them to kill. And if we get a flicker on this Blade Splicer here, we could actually reset our Vial back to 0 too. Kroxa! Oh no. Could I have waited? Maybe? Puts her on Thoughtseize. I should have waited. I wanted to use my mana there, but I should have just waited on the Yorion. Because I could have saved it from discard spell, Kroxa, whatever, and then just put it in next turn and bioed it immediately. That was a mistake. I probably just threw this game away. Yeah, I mean, the Vial doesn't matter anymore. That was a really good draw. All right, back in the game. We'll draw 2 here. Don't have canopies. We do have our Pyromancers, which is pretty nice. So discard 2 and draw 2. We draw Thalia, Reflecting Pool. Not great. Really want to grow their shadow, so they have Lurrus looming too. Yeah, this is not going super great for us. We threw it away. I mean, the Yorion was our ace in the hole, and we just let him have it, basically, which is just a huge mistake. So that was just a huge punt on my part. I feel like if you ever play against me on Magic Online, all you have to do is play slow. I'll just play terribly against you because it just lulls me to sleep. They're like 8 minutes behind us in clock. Like, and then our last opponent didn't do anything. They just, waited 10 minutes and salt roped us or whatever. Kroxa again for 3 damage, sure. And it's a spear, sure. So we'd love to get in the air here. I'd love to draw a Pyromancer or something like that too. Winona would be okay here, not really great. Be pretty good actually. It'd be probably one of our better draws. It's gonna be always no and always yield. Reflecting Pool. I mean, now if they draw a land, they're just gonna Kroxa it anyway, so I might as well just play it. And then I guess we're not attacking, so I mean we could attack with the Golem, but like they just take it and go to 7 and have a 6/6 shadow, which is pretty bad for us, so I don't really see a reason to attack. Yeah, we should have Yorion pounding away. We should have an extra Golem in play too. Put Lurrus in their hand, sure. So they have Bauble and double Kroxa in the bin. So like we are, I guess the Thalia slows the Kroxa down a bit. I mean the Bauble. So it makes it cost 1, obviously. Come. You're killing me, Smalls. Killing me. Having extra mana in play is somewhat useful for flashing back Pyromancer, so we like draw 2 drop and this dies, we can still do both. Knight's Whisper. Cool. I like that card. Draw 2, lose 2. All right. Well, that pumps up their entire team. That's actually a sign, not a sign of blood. A Read the Bones though, because it costs 3. Not nearly as good as a 2-mana Night's Whisper, but sure. 5 cards in end. Delta, sure. And I couldn't fathom attacking here. Like, it'd just be insane. Obviously, we want to block and with Pyromancer and activate it. So, Lieutenant, not very good though. Honestly, it's not really that good. I guess we gotta have to just play it because they just have Croxa, so we're playing it. But only pumps up a few of our creatures and not really to relevant sizes. But I guess it's fine. Still have 5 mana for Pyromancer. Attacks here aren't great. If they have any spell, we get totally blown out. Well, actually, we have Thalia in play. Maybe we should attack there. They have 1/2s. They block. They would eat one of my creatures, and they would take 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we screwed up again. We should have attacked. So I was afraid of them casting a spell to pump the Swift Spears, but obviously we have Thalia in play. So we jam there. They block Thalia. They take, and they have to chump block something else, and they go to 2, which is pretty good. It's probably worth the trade there. So that was probably a mistake also. Lull me to sleep. Yeah, so there's your Lurrus, and now their graveyard's on, which is bad. If we do that Croxa, we probably board in our generals and play a 4/4 Scourge of a Skyclaves. Sure. No longer have any good attacks. Oh my god. You can't even be mad though, because we should have won this game like a few turns ago. We just didn't script the Yorion, so we've not played this game great. We've obviously drawn 8 lands by turn 10, which is ridiculous. But we definitely could have played our Yorion better, and then probably missed an attack last turn, which might have not mattered honestly. But 3 cards in hand. 1 mana Bauble from the bin. Sure. Looking at my top card. So they know what's next. Very jealous. Please don't be a land. Best possible draw. Seasoned Pyromancer, not close. Just 2 mana draw 2. Or 3 mana draw 2. Let's draw that into like Mantis Rider, Winota or something. Yeah, combat. So they just drew Tier Battle Rage, I guess. Okay, I mean, if they had Battle Rage, we're dead, but we can't do anything about it, so gotta make some blocks, I guess. So we'll put the Pyromancer on the huge thing. We have a bunch of First Strike, which is kind of nice. We can like 2, 3 power First Strikers. Obviously can play a spell, pump their stuff. We can go like both First Strikers on the Scourge. And then maybe we like just like they either have Battle Rage or they don't, and if they do, we're dead. So I don't think it really matters. Like this will be 18, trample over for 15. I guess if we block everything individually, we don't add a Battle Rage. We do like this. Oops. And then they Battle Rage. They double the power here. We take 6, and then that's 15. We go to 1. I guess we'll play our Battle Rage. Very awkward to put our 2/2 on their 2/3 and our 1/1 on their 2/3, but the First Strikers want to go together, and they don't block these very well anyway. So there's your Battle Rage. Targeting Shadow. All right, so we're going to 1. If all this is gonna go to plan here. Yeah, all right, let's go. We get to Pyromancer back our tokens, which is kind of cool. Oh, I'm so dumb. I forgot the first strike damage would pump the Scourge. We're dead. All right. I'm sure we were dead this game anyway, but yeah. So I should have blocked 2 first strikers on a Swift Spear and chump block the Scourge. That was stupid. Yeah. Now we have no outs probably. I guess we could draw like exactly Winota into like double Mantis Rider or something like that, but. Yeah, so we should have 2 creatures in play. That was actually really, really bad on my part. So I played this game basically horribly, and on all fronts. I made 3 pretty critical mistakes. I just totally forgot about how the first strike would interact with the Scourge Skyclaves. All right, big draw. Not quite. This probably would have won us the game, honestly. If we saw those 2 creatures in play, yeah, it would have for sure. So, all right. I mean, that sucks. And then they have 5 minutes left for game 3. They probably time out. So that's fine. We threw that match. We definitely made multiple mistakes. I made them all verbal. So it's very clear where I made my errors. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but seems like it's probably a fine matchup. Skyclave's really good against them. Reflector Mage is really good against them. Mantis Rider's kind of nice. Honestly, Yorion's really good. We kind of threw it away, obviously, but the Yorion is really good against them. They can't push it. They can't bolt it. They just don't have many ways to deal with it, you know, and just a big flyer. And, like, as long as we can get those 2 attacks in and kill them, it's great, because they're usually at 8 anyway. So, yeah, that was a really, really bad game. They lulled me to sleep. Just played so slow. Don't even pay attention, Jim. Take my time on the really long turns. They got me. 2-1. 2-1. Yeah, sounds great. That's a nice keep. On the play, too. Love it. Almost perfect mana. This is actually like the nut draw, too. With turn 1 Hierarch, turn 2 Champion Thalia. This is the ideal draw. Name humans. Mishra's Bauble. Bauble, but no Luris. It's gotta be some sort of Emery deck, I guess. Bloodstained Mire. Swamp. Push. Okay. Sure. I mean, I guess we're playing Thalia here. Like, we could just Copter, but Thalia is definitely a lot better. We could Copter and then we could Champion Thalia next turn. That's fine. Obviously, it's another interactive deck, so they could have more discard spells and stuff. Copter is pretty good. Blue-black something. Pyromancer is a great draw. That's really, really good. We're going to get, whatever, some duel. Leaving the 1 basic in the deck is ideal if you're afraid of, like, Path Exile, Ghost Quarter, Field of Ruin, things like that. Can't imagine our life total will matter too much here, but let's just get the basic, I guess. And then we're going to play Champion into Thalia, Crew, and attack. Mana Leak, sure. So obviously we want to use our Cavern on the... I guess if we use the Cavern on the Champion... That doesn't work. If we play Thalia first with the Cavern, but like they could have Spell Snare. I don't even know. We want to do that first anyway. It's fine. It's not that big of a deal. It obviously feels bad to have a human counter when you are have a Cavern of Souls in play, but we could have played Thalia first that couldn't be countered, and then played Champion, and they couldn't have countered it with a Mana Leak, so it costs 3. But like Mana Leak's a pretty weird card too. That's fine. I'm not like super upset about that. Loot and We have a lot of cast Pyromancer next turn. The question is, we discarding the Copter? I mean, we want to play a land and play Pyromancer. So we want to draw cards and say, yeah, we'll discard the Copter. Alright, so this is pretty good. Got the old Pyromancer for a refill. We got some lands for Yorion. We got some threats in play. Obviously, Thalia is great. That's pretty annoying. So that punishes us for leaving the land in our hand over a spell, but sure. Obviously, Pyromancer flashback is fine too, so we do have 2 pools to do that. So not really upset about that. We do want to draw a spell next turn. Any castable card next turn. Did they just shock? Oh, they have a shadow. Another shadow deck? Wow. I did not think they were playing shadow. Some Mana Leak shadow deck? What is this deck? Alright. I mean, I would not have attacked them if I knew we were playing shadow. And now we draw a Meddling Mage. Just Dimir Shadow? What is going on? Alright, so we're gonna play Meddling Mage, I guess, and we're gonna crew Copter and attack, I guess. Like, maybe they're Grixis Shadow, they just haven't found a... It's so weird. I'm gonna name Fatal Push. We're gonna crew. I guess we're gonna loot too, so... Blade Splicer. Yeah. I kind of want the land, but we like need to draw land 5 for Pyromancer anyway, and like we just want to keep spells, I think. So Splicer's pretty good here. Yeah, I mean, bring it, I guess. Shadow Tapland. The boot. The boot. The boot's kind of interesting. Alright. I think we're booting. Boot. See if the path is clear here. We can get in the Copter. Blade Splicer being 2 blockers next turn is pretty good too. It's probably have to chump block. Right, is Liliana Delta. Okay. So they are capable of pumping up the shadows next turn. Confluence in the bin. Alright. So, I mean, like, they're pretty close to dead next turn. Like, they can't really attack. They can attack with 1 creature, I guess. They're still just dead, though. So... we just have 4 in the air, so... cool, I guess. Just don't draw Battle Rage. Yeah, alright, cool. What a weird deck. Definitely, just like Dimir Shadow. Alright, Auriok Champion's in. Reflector Mage is in. They're not playing Luris, so, like, we don't want the General, I guess. But they're playing Bobble? It's kind of weird. They're playing Liliana. Maybe they'll board into Luris, but Liliana's, like, kind of fine. Maybe, like... I don't even know, honestly. I don't know what's going on over there. Melee Mage is definitely gone. I kind of like the Booter if they're playing counter spells, kind of see what's going on over there. But it's definitely like the worst card among all these cards. Copter is a little awkward against extra removal. It's pretty good that game, though. Just cut the Booters. This is fun. Cut the old Bootskis. Yorion, I choose you. Hand's great. No Cavern of Souls, but probably board out Mana Leak anyway, so. Alright, I mean, once again, they might have a discard spell for Champion, but our hand's really good otherwise, so. Alright, both players on 7 cards. Discard spell, he looks like it. Yeah, so goodbye Auriok Champion. It was fun while it lasted. We get to go probably Champion into Pilgrim. Turn 2 Blade Splicer isn't really super exciting, so. Oh, that's Thalia. Never mind. There's the nuts. So now we're playing the Pilgrim. So we can go turn 2 champion Thalia, which is great. We got Blade Splicer lined up, and we have we have 4 mana, which is a little more than we might like, but we have Yorion waiting in the wings, which is great. I haven't actually cast Winota yet, have we? Alright, so I mean, they could have mana leak here, I guess, but I mean whatever. Like, gotta cast my cards. I can't imagine they would leave in mana leak. I guess we are playing 80 cards, so we're less likely to draw a Cavern of Souls. We still have Vials in our deck too, so mana leak seems terrible against us. There it is though. So sure. They have Drown the Lock. Yeah, I mean, I'm playing into it 100% here. If they probably have it, whatever. Like, it's fine. Thought Scour themselves. Floating a black. Okay. Sure. Got me, I guess. Blue, black for a Thoughtseize. Okay, they have a 1/1 shadow here too. I got a fish? Fish? We do have a lot of Reflector Mages. The full amount, if you will. Heh! Thoughtseize bug. Love to see it. Alright, so yeah, just play Blade Splicer, play Taplands, there you go. It's not like it's like the best card ever anyway, it's just like fine, but let's go with our Yorion. So no attacks, they go. It's 12 to 20. I mean, they've 4 cards in their hand, but our board's pretty good. I mean, they have like I don't even know what they could have. They're just coming in. The big fish? It's not any fish, it's a fighting fish. Crikey. And a 1/1 shadow. Sure. I'm using how First Strike and Shadow interacts, where if we were to attack with the champion and the golem, they would just block the champion. The golem would grow the shadow before damage and it would actually make it bigger. It's kind of a little annoying side note there, but that being the case, I don't think we attack. We could just wait a turn, make our board better. 2 cards in hand. Putting them to like 8. Like, we can't attack with the First Strikers is what I said. Yeah, I'm just gonna not attack at all. Just put these Yorion in my hand and play Avacyn's Pilgrim. Hope I don't draw a discard spell. Pump champion and say go. Next turn we get to flicker Blade Splicer and all of our other humans and make our champion freaking huge, which is awesome. And put a huge flyer in play, which is awesome. And it's just all great. It's all upside. And if they're just like straight Demir, like they're not battle raging us or pushing through in some way. This is such an aggressive fish. This fish is so aggressive. Yeah, I mean, I'll go to 10. So they can't mana leak Yorion anymore. That's kind of cool. Alright, so do I want to attack with my champion now? Could have like Dismember to like grow their shadow. That would suck. Dismember would also kill Yorion though, so it might be better just to get it off their radar anyway. We'll just attack the champion. Worst case scenario here is like they dismember the something in response and then block and eat it. That would suck, but we'll still have a Yorion in play. Drown the Lock? Sure. Alright. We're actually not playing our mana. Like, I just can't do math. So I mean that makes our Yorion less interesting. Because now we're not growing our champion to monumental proportions, but So 1, 2, 3, 4. And just say go. Get our stuff back, grow some stuff. Now you have a large flyer, 2, 3, 2, 3, 3, 3 first strikers. Actually, you have 8 power first strike, so the fish can't really even attack anymore. General do never mind. Just gonna check to see if general does both graveyards. It's only an opponent's graveyard. Whatever. Kind of a weird deck. So 3-1, and then that loss. I think we should have won that match. Ran a little bad in game 1, but like game 2 is totally winnable. And would have gone to game 3. They would have had like 4 minutes left. We probably would have won either on time or just won because it seems like a fine matchup. So should be 4-0 or 3-0. We'll take that. That's fine. Going into the final round here. I would like to play Winota. Obviously, we are playing an 80 card deck, so you're not always going to draw certain cards. You're playing an 80 card deck. We've only cast Winota once, and it was not effective because we didn't really have anything going on. But so would like to draw Winota and cast it. Yorion, I choose you. There she is. Doesn't have any help though. Doesn't have any friends. So we're gonna keep though. Stomping Ground tapped, go. Sure. Cavern on human. Should do the old Noble Hierarch. Noble Hierarch into Champion Meddling Mage isn't as good as Champion Thalia, but still pretty good. Tap Stomping Ground, like a Valakut deck or something? That's Lightning Bolt, sure. Try. This is some sort of like stupid Euro Omnath whatever pile deck probably. Pyromancer. Now that's really good. So that tees up for a turn 4 Winota. I don't know. I'm not like super familiar with these lists. I want to name something that will defend my Winota. I don't think they have Path in their deck, but they could. So I can go look it up. Let's use the internet. We have it. It's at our disposal here. Let's see what like the basic Omnath pile looks like right now. They have 4 Path to Exile. Okay, so sure, we'll name Path. Don't care about counter spells. I guess Teferi is a little annoying, but so now we have Pyromancer into Winota. So make 2 non-human tokens and then attack with Winota would be awesome. They can't counter anything, so we have the Cavern of Souls, which is great. So hit Teferi bounce Meddling Mage. We just discard it to our Pyromancer probably. They get basic island, not a snowland. I don't know if that matters, I guess. There's Teferi, sure. This deck is like so stupid. It's just like every stupid card printed in the last 2 years. Skyclave. I'm not really interested in hitting Teferi here, so let's play Plains, play Pyromancer, and we'll discard the Meddling Mage and the 1-drop. So both are not super exciting at the moment. So loot these, draw new cards, draw land. That's not good. That's definitely not what we want to draw, but that's okay, I guess. And say go. Now we're looking to tee up a Winota here. Hopefully they play a Euro and dirtle around a bit, and we get to Winota and go wah for our first Winota. Field of Ruin. That sucks. We just drew our only basic in 80 cards. God, that's so annoying. I get to kill my Cavern and turn on all their. God, that's so frustrating. So we drew our 1 basic, so now we can't play Winota this turn because that's really something else. Oh my god. And now they can have Mana Lake or Remand up too. Unreal. Unbelievable. Alright, so we're gonna attack everything at Teferi. Guys. Play a little Thalia here. See if we get this counter or not. Sure. I love jamming Winota that turn. I want Winota so bad. Flooded Strand, whatever, sure. Triumph, sure. Just play Temple Garden tap and say go. Alright, so see what they do here. We'd like them to Euro and tap out a little bit. No. So now they can have Cryptic Command, which stinks. We draw another land. Tilt. I think we're just attacking. I'm not even gonna bother playing Winona. Just playing into a Cryptic seems pretty bad, so probably gonna play or attack and put the Yorion in our hand, just say go. We do have 6 power in play, which is pretty good. And we're also Thalia taxing them too, so let's put this in our hand. Get Ziggy with it, say go. So that's a pretty good turn. They just didn't do anything. Prefer if I didn't have Field of Ruin or Field of the Dead here. Good, they don't. They have Hour Promise. They have Growth Spiral for 3. Ooh, I like that. We like that. Okay. There's a Plains, sure. Cryptic is still up, but we just have attackers, so we're just going to attack. And they're just going to concede. Not a good showing there for their deck. Jeez. We didn't even do anything that game. Like, all of our good stuff we didn't even do. That was great. Cool. I'm actually going to look at the... Sorry, this is like the boogeyman of the format. I'd like to know what their deck is exactly. I'm not insanely up on my Euro piles. They sideboard 2 explosives. I can show you all what's going on here. They have a verdict maybe. Obviously it's not going to be the exact sideboard, but a couple explosives and a verdict maybe. Okay. Not a ton of removal. Obviously Field of the Dead is pretty good. This is probably a Magus of the Moon matchup, despite it being super awkward. And definitely a general matchup for sure, because we want to be able to exile their Euros and stuff. Skyclave hits Ren 6 and Euro. It's not like great though. Copter seems pretty good. Boot seems pretty good. I'm pretty happy with Splicer and everything else too. Meddling Mage isn't great. I mean, naming Path or Bolt is definitely nice, but it's not awesome. We're bringing in a lot of 3s. So let's cut down like Skyclave a little bit. What else am I cutting though? Do you want Magus of the Moon? They have a lot of basics. I'm not going to bring a Magus of the Moon. If we have a Magus in play, like they could have 2 basics, you can still cast their spells, and we just can't cast any of our spells. So let's cut like a Skyclave and cut like... Actually, let's leave all Skyclave. Let's cut like Meddling Mages, I think. Should go 1 Meddling Mages. That's fine. Yeah, this is fun. I think. I guess I don't have like that many different removal spells, so naming Path or Bolt is pretty good. But they're going to have more post board anyway, so. Alright. We open into a somewhat sketchy hand that is super dead to Ren 6. Doesn't have many colors anyway. We probably got to ship this one. I hate Ren 6 so much. On a play, I think we can probably keep this. But they go land, we go land, Pilgrim, they go Ren 6, we just lose the game on the spot. So let's mulligan into a decent hand. We can keep this. What are we shipping here? We really want the 3rd land, obviously. It's probably just Blade Splicer. I think Mantis Rider and Freebooter are both pretty good, and having the Pyromancer reloads also nice, so. Wouldn't mind drawing a 1-drop here. There you go. That's a bingo. Yeah. Let's go. Triome. Temple Garden. Oh god, don't Ren 6 me. Oh god. All the most miserable cards printed in the last 2 years. Oh my god. Alright. We're gonna hold off on Ziggy because we want to maybe be able to put Yorion in our hands, so let's just get a Sacred Foundry and play the old Bootski, see what's up. Mantis Rider can probably kill the Brandon 6 next turn, or they will get a free card off. So this is an easy 2-mana 2-for-1. Their hand is Gust, Bolt. Alright. Well, so much for Mantis Rider, I guess. Just taking the Bolt. Like, alright, that's bad. Hand is Field of the Dead, Flooded Strand, Gust. Yikes. Ouchie wowie. And now we just have Howling Mine in play for the rest of the game. Oh boy. I mean, our hand's not very good against Aether Gust, that's for sure. I guess we're just gonna try for Mantis Rider. Like, isn't much value in putting Yorion in our hand. Make him use one of the Gusts. Why do you want an island there? It's kind of weird. Oh, and you want to get a Triumph. They didn't drop Bolt, did they? Could be sick. No. Why wouldn't you use these 2 lands and then get a Triumph? Maybe playing around Blood Moon? Maybe we want Blood Moon on the play. Little Gust again. Top it. Swing it. Like a Steam Vents. Don't they have one of each Triumph? Very good. Alright. I mean, there's some infinite lands as a Ren 6, so. How about third time's the charm? Survey says yes. Maybe. Probably not. Getting bolted, pathed, something or other. Oh no. Oh boy. Alright. Problem is we bring in Blood Moon and they, I guess they have to kill it. I mean, they have bolts to kill it too, but like it is pretty good, I guess. Yeah. Turns off Ren 6 too. And they have Field of the Dead too. We're just super dead. Yeah, we should have no way to win. So we got to discard our Winota anyway. And they just start making field tokens next turn. Yeah, we're just dead. I'm just not gonna show Winota. Go next game. That's fine. Ren 6 is a dumb card. What are you gonna do? We'll bring in the Magus of the Moon. We cut some Pilgrims. The problem is that Pilgrim is good with Magus of the Moon, because he can cast it on turn 2 and also makes white mana, which is important. Like, I want to keep a higher priority on things that function under Blood Moon. Maybe Euro isn't even that good against us. Take out a General. And then let's just shave a. I guess Blade Splicer is bad against the Fairy. So many Aether Gusts too. I don't know what you can do about it. I mean, that's funny. It's like We don't actually have that many red cards. We kind of drew all of them that game. I'm gonna cut up. Just cut a Blade Splicer. Going first. Yorion, I choose you. Ziggy, Territory, Magus the Moon. Sure. We're keeping this hand. Let's go. Copter on 2, Magus on 3. Pyromancer's castable through Blood Moon effect, obviously. There's Triome, sure. And if they break the Blood Moon, we have Mantis Riders. That's the tilt. Shock, untapped, go. So probably looking at Aether Gust here. I'm pretty fine with just we're gonna hold this. So when I get planes sneakily later. Just play Mantis Rider and let them Aether Gust it, I guess. Draw red cards again, you know? I mean, any non-red card to play that turn would have been sweet. But, oh, missed a land drop. Good. I feel no remorse. I feel not a shred of remorse for the Euro Teferi Ren 6 whatever pile. No remorse at all. I hope I never draw another land. Alright, let's jam. Rather expose Rider than Copter to a bolt. 1 white. Ooh, we getting Path. That's kind of cool. That's our 1 basic. And now we say go. Now we have the opportunity to even double spell next turn. Forest. The fairy. I mean, we want to kill the fairy, but we also want to land Blood Moon. So let's just draw a land here, I guess. Land. Land. Oh, I get it. White. Blue. Red. Mantis Rider. Getcha. Not a shred of remorse. Not a shred of remorse. I do not feel bad. In fact, I would say I feel good. You gonna anger the gods me? Fire spout me? Sure. Obviously, we're still in good shape here. It's not really a big deal. So, that's basic. Sure. Green, blue. Fairy again. Sure. Thalia is kind of nice. So white. Just kill the fairy again. And we can jam Thalia here. Obviously, Copter would be kind of nice, but I think that Thalia is more important to tax them. Because she's the tax lady. Whoa. 6 cards in hand. You just want to go Copter Pyromancer on an empty hand. So we really want to do. Ren 6? Sure. I mean, they kill Thalia here. That's fine. We just kill Ren 6. So they're going to get back a land. All right. So they have like a bolt or a path here. It's pretty good for them. Mystic Sanctuary. Putting Lightning Bolt on top. Sure. explosives on 2. Interesting. Now, we do have Smuggler's Copter, but we also have one empty our hand for Pyromancer. So we're just going to jam here. Yeah, this is fine. So we'll just... Well, I mean, we lose Copter and Thalia to explosives, whatever. I guess I could just, like, keep the Copter in my hand, just discard the Pyromancer, right? It's kind of cool, too. All right, let's kill... We're killing Renaissance because we're not going to give them a land. They miss land drops, obviously, so do not want to let them get a free land back. So yeah, I guess we just discard the Copter and didn't bother playing it. So play this on human. It's a nice little prize. Let me go red. Pyromancer. Discard, draw 2. The General Kenobi. They could have rats and stuff. I'm just put Yorion in my hand, I think. We got enough stuff in play where I'm pretty happy. Not really in a huge rush, so you're up. Suppose it's on 3. Glad I didn't play the General. All right, so Thalia's Lieutenant. I mean, I guess we're just jamming. They'll probably pop the one on 3, and then we'll play General post-combat. It's been an interesting game. Pop the one on 3. There goes Mantis Rider and Pyromancer. Sure. They go to 13. Post-combat, we play... there isn't much to flicker right now, so it doesn't really matter that much. So we can just play this. Black, white. Whatever. We can play the General. And still Pyromancer up too, which is kind of cool. We'll hit the land. In case they have Red and 6. And just say go. We're not going to play Yorion here, so... These Pyromancer tokens are kind of nice, honestly. Pyromancer. Copter. All right. Well, we're going right to combat here, so... Cryptic Command, tap, draw, sure. And now, what do we want to do? We have 2/2 drops. We don't want to play them into explosives. I do kind of like the idea of flickering the General to get rid of the Cryptic Command so they can't use a Mystic Sanctuary on it. That is somewhat appealing, of course. They can't get out Supreme Verdict, which is kind of important too. Yeah, we're just gonna Yorion here. Hold both of our 2s in hand. And ship turn. Oh, I got 2 triggers. That's kind of cool. Cryptic Command and probably Path to Exile. So they're up. We've got a nice little force here. Flood Strand, sure. It's nice having some stuff in the bank, you know? Our Promise here would be pretty good. It's pretty good. Okay. So now we're kind of all in on Yorion, honestly. This is going to get them, what, like 6 zombies? Or 4 zombies? That's good. That's good. So... they've already put a land, so... we've already used 2 Mantis Riders, right? Yeah, it's not likely to draw a Mantis Rider. Avacyn's Pilgrim. I mean, we play a lieutenant. So we don't want to play into the explosives, obviously, but at the same time, we kind of wanted to pop it to like Copters. I'm just gonna play lieutenant here. That makes my Thalia and general attacks actually pretty good. I mean, I guess not great, but let me exile. Exiling Hour of Promise does seem like a pretty big game, so they can't do it again. And exiling the land too. So, all right, let's go white. Oh, I shipped by the other order. I'm so stupid. I screwed up. That's okay. I guess I should attack first too. I'm slightly sloppy sequencing, whatever. Yeah, I'd rather have a 2/2 Pilgrim than a 2/2 Lieutenant. So that's a mistake, but I'm gonna send in everything. So we want to double here. We can kill it. Can't kill Thalia really, and they just can't take that much damage either. So yeah, so that was pretty poor sequence. I should have played the Pilgrim first. Chump, block. Take 5, sure. No, yes, no. Kill General, sure. So they go to 7. And we have a big flyer in play. We got Copter waiting in the wings. Pop the explosives to kill Lieutenant and Thalia, sure. Now Copter's online. It's a fairy, okay. Bouncy Yorion, sure. Oh my god, fetch land, gross. Alright, this game's got worse. Drawing Aether Vial is obviously also not good, but sure. They have Cryptic too? No? I mean, flicker that. And play Smuggler's Copter. Say go, I guess. I mean, it's a lot of zombies. 4 cards left. A lot of cards. But we've gotten all the good graveyard cards. They can't Mystic Sanctuary back anything really good. Which is good for us, I suppose. 4 cards is a lot, though. Ugh. So, they didn't play a lamb. That's, like, bad. Oh, my God. Ugh, they just got everything. All right. I kind of hate this deck. I haven't played a ton of Modern lately. And I know this deck's, like, pretty popular. Like, I hate it. It's just, like, every horrible card that's been printed in the last 2 years. Like, all the unfun play patterns of Standard are back for more. Yeah, that's a problem. Probably just tuck the Smuggler's Copter, I would think. No, alright. A removal spell too? Wow. Alright, let's try Winota. We're due. We're due for Winota. We haven't gotten to use it once the entire league. 1 Winota, please. Take this game back. That is not a Winota. That is not even close to a Winota. That is a Noble Hierarch. I think we're dead, folks. All right. I mean, that's fine, I guess. I feel like... Not sure we could play this game differently, honestly. Nothing's really like jumping out at me. I mean, now we're just like block 7. It's 14. Block 2 of them. Go to 1. Go to 1. Draw Winota. Have them have nothing. It's tall order. It's tall order, but you know. Yep. There he is. Everyone's favorite. All right, now we're actually dead. Stage gained 6 life here too. Yeah, they should ban some of these cards. This wasn't a very fun match. So our out was Winota hit like 2 Mantis Riders or 2 flying creatures. And now that out's no longer there because they just gained 6 life. So now I believe we have no outs. Hey! Okay, you win. Go back to a standard ban list, all these cards. All right, so we went 3-2. We kind of got trounced that last match, but we should have won that shadow match for sure. So it should have been a 4-1 if I had played better. We never freaking drew Winota. It's like 2 weeks in a row now where we have like a deck with a plan, and the plan doesn't actually work. The deck works fine, but the plan never happens. Like last week was Phyrexian Obliterator and fight spells. We just never drew them in concert, and this game we just never drew Winota. So that's kind of annoying, but the deck's pretty cool. I do think we're a little light on ways to make non-humans. I wish there was like a 2-drop that did it in some way. That would be cool, or just some way to make a few extra non-humans. Because the one game we had Winota, like we didn't have any non-humans. Is this like better than regular humans? Probably not. The Yorion was quite good at times, and the Pyromancers are pretty nice too. So this deck seems better in like a grindier format. People are kind of grinding back and forth rather than playing for speed. Everyone's playing Belcher and Oops all spells and stuff, and it seems worse, but definitely fun. Definitely pretty fun little spin here. Pyromancer is really nice. Skyclave is pretty great. And I'm sorry everyone I tried. I wanted to notice people, but it just didn't really work out. So that's the deck. I'm Jim Davis for CoolStuffInc.com, and thanks for watching. I really appreciate that. Check out the article that goes with this video. Promo code Jim5, 5% off your order on CoolStuffInc.com, and check out last Friday's article all about why snowlands are a problem and how to fix it. And that's it. I'm Jim Davis for CoolStuffInc.com. I'll see you next Monday. Have a good one, folks.